Welcome to TT from the D podcast Wind Down Wednesday. I am super excited that you have taken the time out of your busy evening to log on tonight for our hot topic tonight, the call for prayer. We're requesting a day of prayer for Monday, August 22nd, 2022. 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is our call time. We are seeking prayer from everyone around the globe, all prayer warriors, all believers, to come together collectively and individually. And join us as we get ready to welcome back in our students, our staff, circle around our families, our communities. We are getting ready to head into the 22-23 school year. And I was inspired by my director, who's also a friend, and also my supervisor, Dr. Lanisa Freeman, who is the special education director for the city of Southfield, or I should say the Southfield Public School District. Now, I'm going to tell you, what I'm about to share with you right now is all by way of Dr. Lanisa Freeman, okay? This is her call. Okay, we're asking for this day of prayer, and this is what she specifically outlined. She shared this with other ministers and pastors and prayer warriors and believers, and I believe that there are going to be a lot of people, believers, covering our children, our staff members, our families, our communities. And I'm asking you, the listener, no matter where you are in the world, I'm very aware that I have listeners almost everywhere. And I'm super excited about that. Like, I can't believe the level of listeners I have. And I say that humbly, only because I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl from the D, right? I'm just a girl from the D. But when I think about it, I'm like, oh, wow. How do people see me? You know, what do they see? What do they think when they listen to my show? And so it's amazing to know that I have people across the globe, literally across the globe, that is listening, whether it's from the Anchor site or if it's directly through Spotify, because, you know, Spotify is Anchor is owned by Spotify. But I'm super excited. I just can't even tell you how excited I am. And let me just shout out a couple of places that I'm listened to. And I'm humbled when I say this. So I have listeners, and I'm gonna go from upwards. So I'm gonna start from the bottom, and not that anybody's at the bottom, but analytics, according to the analytics, right? I have listeners in Egypt, Mexico, Switzerland, Denmark, Germany, Russia, Romania, India, Australia, the Netherlands, Saudi Arabia, United Kingdom, Puerto Rico, Italy, Ireland, Canada, the Philippines, Bahrain, hey, and the United States. Now, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I appreciate every listener. Now, I do have more female listeners than I do males, but that number has increased over my time of being a podcaster. And I'm super, super excited. I believe my youngest listener is 20, and my oldest is in the 60 plus. So there's something for everybody. I always say that. But there really is something for everybody. And I'm super excited that my listeners take a chance, whether you just listen through Spotify or Anchor.fm or my other podcast sites. Believe it or not, I have a couple of other sites that I could say, public sites that people can kind of check me out on. The ones I'll rattle off are the ones I know for a fact, but I'm also over on Google Podcast. I'm on Pocket Cast. You probably don't know what that is, or you might be one of those listeners. I don't know what those analytics look like. I also have people listening on Radio Public. We know Spotify, of course, and I'm just super excited. I'm humbled. I had to share that because that's a big deal for me. It's a big deal. It's a big deal because I do this for our people. I do this for our people no matter where they are in the globe. So with that being said, I had to shout out my different countries. This call right here, as I said earlier, was brought to you by Dr. Lanisa Freeman, the Special Education Director from Southfield Public Schools. She's calling to action, and TT from the D is joining up. I'm standing spiritually side by side, and I'm answering the call as well. And I wanted to share this here as well as on my other platforms. We are in need of your support. We're going to be praying for trauma from COVID-19, social isolation, loss of loved ones, violence and aggression, school shooting, social emotional state of students, staff, and parents. Collective prayer that we're asking for on August 22nd. We're asking that you join us at 10 a.m. and pray for our students, staff, parents, and the entire community, wherever you are, because we're getting ready to open the doors, as she said, for the 22-23 school years. So wherever you sit, wherever you stand, wherever you lay, however you pray, in whatever language you speak, we ask that you join us to do that at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Unprecedented times. We were never prepared for a pandemic, let alone the social emotional impact. We are seeing behaviors that we have never seen before, and we cannot pretend that we have the answers because we don't. She's right about that. And it has been challenging to keep students and staff motivated. This day of prayer is to support our intentions on providing a highly quality education in a safe environment. Now, these words that you just heard came from Dr. Lanisa Freeman. If you would like to contact her to find out more information or how you can help even further or how you can get deeply involved, please email her at lanisa.freeman@southfieldk12.org. You could also email me at ttfromthed@gmail.com. This is for the day of prayer request, directly, strategically. That is what those email addresses was shared for you to reach out if you guys have questions. Shout out again to Dr. Lanisa Freeman for coming and answering the call to put this into the atmosphere. I'm super excited to be able to stand in position to answer the call in my own right. Now, you got to know this. Now, these are my words now. This is now TT from the D. The unity that we stand to show one another, our children, our family members that are educators, I believe it's going to blow our mind. I don't know how many people believe that we walk around and we function and operate off of the prayers of others. But I am one of those people that know that, believe that, trust that. It's not a guess. I know it. I know that I had a praying grandmother, my mother, Mama Inez Baker. If nothing else I learned from her, besides how to be a young lady at an early age, was the power of prayer. And I'm humble and I'm happy. I'm humble and I'm happy. I'm sorry. When I think about my grandmother, I just always get full. She was a wonderful woman, very stern, very firm, and really full of values and morals that I'm so thankful she felt compelled to sprinkle into my life at a young age. Because I remember her telling me at a tender age I had to be under 10. I asked her one day, why did she tell me the things she told me? And why did she speak to me the way she spoke to me? Because I'm just a kid, right? Some things went over my head I didn't understand. And I remember her looking down at me. We were in her house on Quincy. And she said, baby, I'm telling you these things because there'll come a time when I won't be here. I'll be gone on with God, and you'll need to know these things. And I looked at her, and I said, no, Grandma, you're going to be here forever. She said, no, sweetheart, I will not. But I'm going to leave these things with you. So when you need them, you'll know how to get them. And I remembered that as a child, carried it into my teenage years. And I believe I was 16 when I heard something she said, as if she said it right there in my face, in my ears, when I was going through some things. And I remember I couldn't tell the difference in the seasons. And I heard her voice tell me that when God is getting closer, because we won't know the daytime, moment, second, hour, or any of that, you won't be able to tell the difference. And she went on to say about the difference in seasons and the change in the way the world was. And I remember at that time I got nervous, and I had to be around 16. It's the first time I noticed that I couldn't tell that it was fall. So I had to share that. But I believe that the unity that we show one another is going to move differently. This day of prayer that we're requesting is going to be uplifting. To just know that somebody, people, no matter where you are, I don't care if you're in the bathroom, even if you're in a meeting, if you have to tune out and jump into your prayer, do that. Be present in that moment. I can't tell you how long you're going to pray. I can't tell you your direct words of prayer or how to really do that. But I will share this with you. This is something that I shared on my Tap In Tuesday last night. A lot of people don't know this, but I'm sure some people do. The very first proclaimed day of prayer, which was National Day of Prayer, was put out in the atmosphere by Truman back in 1952. But every year since then, you know how we do. We do what we want to do. We change it, and we make it work for the day that works best for us. Well, let me be clear. When you're going through something, when your child, if you are a parent, whether you're a father or a mother, or if you are a student, I'm talking to mom and dad, grandma, big mama, y'all right now. When your child or your children leave out to go to school, you want them to return the same way they left, if not better. We know all too well countless school children who didn't return because someone that wasn't well in their mind, their body, or their spirit decided that they were going to end their day in a horrific way. When we drop our kids off, or the kids, we walk them to the bus stop, or whatever that looks like for you. You leave out before your kids do, whatever that looks like for you. We're telling them to have a good day. At least I'm hoping we're telling them to have a good day. And I'm going to try to be better personally. I can say this for myself. See, we have to have accountability. To not let it be a negative thing that comes out of my mouth to start off my now school age, only last child that's in school age, Cody, his day. Because they can piss us off in the morning. Let's be real. But even if I have to get in that butt, I still was going to say I love you. I want you to have a wonderful, safe day and return better than you did when you left here. That's something I want to do. But saying all that to say, how we change things to accommodate our schedules and what works best for us. Every day is a prayerful day. Now we're just asking on Monday, August 22nd at 10 a.m. that we do this. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we need this every day. And I'm not going to tell you just at 10 o'clock. At the start of your day, when you rise up in the morning, can we pray? Can we pray for our students? Can we pray for our staff? Can we do that? At night, can we pray? Some folks won't wake up. But if you put it into the atmosphere, that's all I'm saying to you. And for those of you that say, oh, prayer don't work, I don't believe in prayer. we still pray for you. You got people to pray for you too. But even if you don't believe it in your heart, we do. If you can just put it in the atmosphere and ask the Lord above and all the angels in the world and out of the world, because we do entertain angels in physical form every day. We just don't know what they look like and who they are. I know we have this image in our head, right? They got wings and all this from what we, maybe, that's something a little different, but that spirit of an angel, and that's a whole nother thing. I ain't gonna go there, but I am gonna say, I want to share with you, a couple of different prayers, because I've had people, and it's all love, say hey TT, I would do this, but I don't really know how to pray. Some people only say, before I lay me down to sleep, I pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I should die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. Right? Do y'all know? And I'm transparent, and I'm not ashamed. I prayed that prayer like that because it's all I knew as a child, well into my 20s. I'm not ashamed to share that. That was the way I prayed, and I added on more things because I was afraid that maybe I'm not praying right. And when I say maybe I'm not praying right, I knew that was the way of prayer that I was taught as a child. But when I was adding in extra things, praying for my mother and my siblings and my father and my relatives and my extended family and my friends and yada yada, I thought, that's not how you pray, but I'm going to add that in there. I found out later in life that there is no right or wrong way to pray. There's no right or wrong way to pray, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's all about conversation and speaking to the one who puts breath in our lives. And I know some people say, I do that every day because I'm the one breathing in and out. I'm not here to battle with anybody. I'm just telling you what I believe. And if you are a believer, you understand that. The one that I believe, we can go there, right? My Bible right here. I'm looking right at my Bible, but I'm not, because that's not what this particular call is about. It is and it ain't, if that makes sense. But I want to share these few prayers as we pray for our students, our staff, and our families. I want you to ask God to give them wisdom and discernment to make good choices, and listen to that inner voice. Sometimes that combined or individually could save your life. And pray that our children and our staff members and our families and our communities will seek wisdom and extend mercy and grace every day. That we pray for our leaders, whether they're in the church house, the schoolhouse, or the White House, or the nation capital. We got leaders that have to make tough decisions every single day. Educators, they have to make tough decisions every single day. Believe it or not, students, they have to make tough decisions every single day. We got so many things on the table that we have to deal with, but as adults, imagine a child. We want our children to be safe and feel safe. Not only safe in the building, the brick and mortar that they dwell in for 8 to 10 hours a day, depending if they got latchkey or after school activities or before school activities. The ride in on the bus or carpooling or walking, riding their bikes. I just saw not too long ago, as I was prepping for this show today, prayers to the parents and families of the young boy, the 6-year-old, who was riding his bike. And I don't know if it's one or more individuals in the stolen car came bailing up the street and hit that baby. And I just saw, unfortunately, he succumbed to the injuries that he sustained. So, while today I found joy in being able to take my son Cody school shopping, and registering for his classes. I'm sad for this mother, father, family who is preparing for burial, whose 6-year-old will never be able to go to school again, who classmates will be looking for him, not only in school, but at birthday parties. Then I think about the family members of children who recently died from school shootings and things of that nature, or any way, who in this season when kids should be getting on their nerves, or they're stressing about what they're gonna wear and latchkey or lunch money, or they're mourning. They're mourning and they're grieving. And that bothers me. I didn't intend for this to be one of those podcast shows tonight, but this is real, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We gotta pray. We have to pray. We have to pray for our children. All ages, not just our elementary and middle school, high school. What about our college students? A good friend of mine sent her daughter, her only child, away to college a few years back. And on her college dorm, her life was taken by a young man that she once dated. Imagine being a parent getting that call, or that relative getting that call. And I shared that because we have school children. If your child is in school, I don't care if he or she is 18 or 25, they still in school. You still got people that do things on campuses. So when I say pray for our students, I mean every student. Every student. I don't care if they speak our language or they don't. I don't care if they bear the color of their skin outwardly as mine or they don't. I don't care about their height. I don't care about their weight. I don't care about where they live. I don't care about what they wear. I just care that they're safe. So again, we're asking everybody across the globe to join us in this day of prayer. We're asking everybody in the United States of America, everybody in Bahrain, everybody in the Philippines, everybody in Canada, everybody in Ireland, everybody in Italy, everybody in Puerto Rico, everybody in the United Kingdom, everybody in the Saudi Arabia area, everybody in the Netherlands, everybody in Australia, everybody in India, everybody in Romania, everybody in Russia, everybody in Germany, everybody in Denmark, everybody in Switzerland, everybody in Mexico, everybody in Egypt, and every other place of the world that I didn't mention who are not listeners, or a current listener that may just be a new listener today. Join us in this prayer. Please and thank you. Once again, if you want to know more, you can email myself at TTFromTheD@gmail.com, or you can go ahead and email Dr. Lanisa Freeman, who actually brought this call to my attention. And I asked her if it's okay if I shared it on my podcast. And I dedicated yesterday's show, my Tap In Tuesday, to it. And I dedicated tonight to it. And as a matter of fact, I think I want to just do reminders. And that's the beautiful thing about podcasting. You can just do what you like. Within reason, of course. But I hope that you'll answer the call. I hope that you will share this with any other believer you know. For those of you that belong in Clubhouse and you lead those rooms, for all the prayer warriors that's in Clubhouse, when you lead a room on Monday August 22nd. For all of you that belong in chat rooms and Messenger and things of that nature, or have your own podcast or TV shows or radio shows, if you could just ask people globally to take a moment at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to pray for students, staff, families in the community as a whole, leaders, that would be greatly appreciated. That's all I have for you tonight. I thank you for listening and tuning in. I make no apologies for my emotionalness that I shared openly. I don't mind being transparent, and I move like the wind. Sometimes you know which way it's blowing, and sometimes you don't. You can catch me here each and every Wednesday for Wind Down Wednesday. I'll be making an announcement very soon. TT from the D podcast. This has some new things as we're going to be gearing towards shutting down season 2 and prepping for season 3 for 2023. I'm excited about that. Whew. I thank God for every listener, for every supporter. If you've been blessed by any of my other shows moving forward, if you want to sow a seed, go right ahead. I believe the information is on my platform on anchor.fm, where you can donate if you like, or you could donate, I don't care if it's $1, to my Cash App, TT from the D, and make sure that you put in there that it's for my podcast show. Every dollar helps with marketing and promotions. Sometimes for me to sow a seed in someone's life on behalf of TT from the D podcast show. So if you'd like to be a supporter of that, that's amazing and that's awesome and grateful. I have some amazing supporters, especially from Bahrain and even in the U.S. But I have a gentleman. I don't want to share his name because I don't want to put him on Front Street, but has been a supporter for a long time, and I'm grateful. He knows who he is. He's a supporter of myself as well as my husband and other organizations as well as my husband's group, D12. So we're super excited about all of the people that support us, share our platforms and what we're doing, inquire on how they could support us. Right now, the best thing you could do to support this call is to share it with other people and ask them to join us on Monday, August 22nd at the top of 10 a.m. for global, individual, or collective prayer as we return our students to learning and welcome them back in the school doors so every day can be a great day for them, so every parent can feel safe, every educator can feel safe as people leave out to start their day and return home. I'll see you soon.